What up? What up? What up? No, it's your boy, Dr. Hines, and welcome back to Christ in College. I'm so excited about tonight. I was ready to go at about 8:30 tonight because I'm excited about the conversation tonight. But before we get started, right, I need you to do me a favor. You all know what it is, right? I need you to like, I need you to share, I need you to comment, and you can say it with me. I need you to subscribe. Yep, that's right. I need you to make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get the latest and the greatest updates of all that we got going on here at Christ in College. Remember, Christ in College is a space and a place where we provide biblical, practical, and spiritual wisdom to college students and young adults while you all grow and develop in your matriculation through college. And so, welcome to tonight's conversation. I got some good news and I got some bad news. All right. As you come in, please say hello so we can say hello in the chat. I'm going to give you the good news first. The good news is next semester is about to be dope, and I'm excited about next semester. Um, and I hope you are excited about next year, 2026 and beyond, right? That's the good news. The bad news is um, this is going to be our last live of the year. Dr. Hines, we was liking these things. We like them. Okay, thank you so much. I love you from the bottom of my heart. However, um, uh, God is calling us to some more intentional time and moments with Him. And I don't want to neglect the I don't want the live stream to overshadow the impact that we are able to have when we are on our Zoom calls and things of that nature. So next semester, next year, we will come back with the live streams to some capacity. However, everybody is showing up in the chat. What's up, Chance? Hey, Maya. What's up, Joy? Marie, Big Yon in the building. What's up, everybody? Sierra's here. Paris, Kiani is here. Y'all showing up today. I really love that y'all are here. Please make sure you find a friend, phone a friend, tell a friend that we are live on Christ in College. But back to my little soliloquy. Bring your violins out, right? We want to make sure that we are a little bit more intentional and we are able to have the same impact, if not greater impact, in 2026. And so here's what I need you to do. If you have not already, I've put our group me, I put our group me in the chat, right? Please feel free to join our group me because that's how we communicate with our people, right? You like, you share, you comment, we communicate with you all here, but we communicate first in our group me. So go ahead and hop on our group me. I hope you all can see that in the chat. So if you can see it in the live chat, somebody tell me you can see it in the live chat because that's the group me. That's the group me message. All right, or link. I'm sorry. So go ahead and um, okay, perfect. Thank you, Maya. All right, so that's the group me message. Please make sure that you are in our group me so you can get the update. It's springtime, and in the spring, and I think I'm going to continue to do this somehow, some way, with the Lord's strength. We're going to do some intentional mentoring with like one-on-ones, small group. Like we got to go get it. All right. I got way too many text messages this weekend that basically told me, Dr. Hines, you need to step it up some. And it was God saying that, not students. But students were sharing with me what they needed to share with me. And what I received from it was, Dr. Hines, we need to step it up some. And so with that, we're going to be a little bit more direct. We're going to be a little bit more intentional. And so, again, this will be our last live stream of the year. Again, this will be our last live stream. This will not be our last gathering, right? So we won't gather live stream wise, but we will prophetically forecast next year, and talk about what 2026 means, what 2026 has in store for us as believers, and how you need to prepare as a college student for 2026. And then we'll circle back around in 2026 and we'll do our mentoring, and then we'll do some conversations maybe on a separate day that we'll do live or something of that nature. So please make sure you just stay tuned because we got a lot going on. We're preparing some things behind the scenes that ain't nobody mad at but the devil. But I'm excited because my heart is to always impact college students in more ways than one. And so your participation, your subscription to this page is going to help us impact the lives of college students, not just in our city, not just in our community, um, but college students across this country. And that is my heart, is to impact college students and welcome them to the body of Christ, but also equip them to be representatives of Christ on college campuses. And so I'm excited. Please make sure again that you are you tap into our group me. I would love to have you join the group me, um, but there's going to be a couple levels to this. All right, there's going to be a couple levels to this Christ in college thing, and I'm excited because there's going to be a general level, um, and then there's going to be, you know, a 12 level, then there's going to be a 3 level. All right. So I'm excited because if you didn't get the 12 and the 3 reference, go read your gospels. Amen. But we just want to have more intentional impact. But enough about next year because we'll let tomorrow worry about tomorrow, as the Bible declares. I'm excited because I have a brother and a sister who is joining us today. And I think they have so much to add to this conversation. So without further ado, let me bring them to the platform, and y'all welcome them with some hand claps and some love real quick. My brother Ahmad and my sister Nyla is on the mic, and so I'll allow them to introduce themselves, and then we'll build it out from there. Nyla, what's up?
All right, hey everybody, my name's Nala. I'm currently a senior here at UNCG studying in the kinesiology department with a concentration of sports medicine and movement science. And I'm looking forward to the conversation tonight.
Movement science. That's what's up. Okay, movement science. Ahmad, what's up, baby?
What's going on, everybody? My name is Ahmad Raul. I am a senior as well, business administration uh, major with a concentration in management information systems, and definitely looking to hopefully drop some gems tonight.
Yeah, so tonight's conversation, first of all, thank you both for being here. I'm excited. Tonight's conversation is about mental stability um, in the body of Christ, but also in college, right? A lot of people, we don't, mental health has been this new thing, right, over the past like 7, 8 years. That's kind of we've kind of focused on, which we celebrate, right? Um, but a lot of people, especially college students, we sometimes we don't focus on our mental health, right? Like we got mental health resources on campus
Mm.
that more than 50% of our campus don't take advantage of, right? And so um, your first thoughts of mental health as a college student, talk to me.
Yeah, go ahead, Nala.
Go ahead,
First
Ma.
thoughts,
Oh, no, go ahead.
first thought of mental health, I would say some students, it's like they know what it is, but they don't exactly understand how to like utilize certain resources to tackle it. I think also in the sense of mental health that some people are scared to speak up and actually say that they need that help. But
Yeah.
for me, what I've learned in college is that if I don't speak up and I soak in my own thoughts, it's gonna get really, really rough for me. And it's just me digging myself into a deeper hole. So one thing that's really, really helped me a lot, I'm sure everybody up here does it, is journaling. Um, Anything that's weighing heavy on my heart and on my mind, I'm real quick to write it down or call my mom home, be like, hey, I need to talk to you about something. Anything that's sitting heavy on my heart, I gotta vent. I gotta let it out. Cause if I let it sit there and soak, it's gonna throw me off my rhythm.
Yeah, that's what's up. So a lot of people don't speak up. A lot of people don't raise their hand and say, I need help. I love it. I love it. Ma, what you got?
Honestly, to follow up what she's saying, something that my mom definitely did instill in me growing up is that it's better out than in. And if it
Okay.
stays in, it's just going to continue to rot and deter my emotions, my mental state. And I used to actually be one of those who would just hold my emotions in and kind of just sulk in my own feelings. And then my family would be like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I'd be like, "Oh, it's fine, nothing." And like they're not going to continue to try to pull teeth if I'm not willing to give that information out and
Sure.
be open about my feelings. And so, I started developing a close circle and having some trustworthy friends and family around me who I could go to uh, and vent, just open up about my emotions and what I got going on in my head, or, if I'm struggling with a certain thing. So definitely having a circle around you, journaling is great as well. I've
Mhm.
never, not that it's bad, but like I've never myself journaled before. I've tried, but for some reason I just can't I can't
Yeah.
get into
Mhm.
it. For me it's
Mhm.
just talking to someone, like my mom, brother, um, my friends, just getting it out like that to someone just to be able to listen is more of my way to stay kind of level grounded.
Mhm.
So question real quick, because you said something. I gotta see if y'all are like me. Um I love a quiet house.
Mhm.
When I need nobody around, because I don't need nobody to pop up on me when I do this. But I like walk around the house when it's quiet and I like talk to God. I'm
Mhm.
not praying, but I am real deal having a full blown conversation with God. If you like me, say something in the chat. I just want to see, like, um,
Most
Mhm.
you
definitely.
know, I'm really not talking to myself. But if you catch me talking to God, you might think I'm crazy. I'm
Yeah.
really talking to God. Um,
Yeah,
I just want to
Mhm.
see.
most definitely.
Yeah, I got
I
some people,
definitely relate.
but I don't
Yeah.
like nobody to be around. Like, I like
Mhm.
can't nobody be in the house.
Mm-mm.
This is like if I hear something, it's gonna mess it up. So I need it. Yeah,
Yep.
okay. It's some people like me. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Okay, I'm not by myself. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. See, Yanni said that's her in the car. I can't do the car
Facts in the
because
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Car.
like people people while driving might think you crazy. Like I just
Mhm.
don't have time. Like I need an uninterrupted. I don't got time to be like distracted by people's driving.
Mhm.
No. Um. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, no, I can
Yeah,
now I
most
can get in
definitely.
worship. I can get in worship in the car. She said, no, I'm not
Mhm.
trying to end up in, in a white suit, in the
Wow.
straight jacket. That's real. Yeah. See, I can pray in those places. They talking
Mhm.
about car shower, walk in the house, any okay, yeah. See, I can pray in those places, but
Mhm.
like when I'm talking like mental health, I gotta walk. Like I can really work through the next 6 months in a good hour between me and God.
Mhm.
Just give
Yeah.
me a quiet house just give me a quiet house and let me walk across that thing for a good hour or two, and it'll be over. I done
Mhm.
found the keys to success in just that hour for 6 months, right? So you kind of took me there in that moment. But where I want to go tonight is a college semester is 16 weeks, and that's a long 16 weeks. right? Like from August to December, and then from January to May is a long time. And
Yeah.
sometimes, especially as college students, you all are learning yourself and developing at the same time. And so it could be a crash course of a lot of things that happen across 16 weeks, right? And so one
Mhm.
thing that we talked about earlier, in what is called pre-production, right? What we talked about earlier is three phases, right? Like how do you prepare, how do you manage, and then how do you review and plan at the same time? Because we're finishing up the fall semester. Um, my alma mater graduated this past Saturday. WSSU's graduation is Friday. UNCG's graduation is Friday. And T's graduation is Saturday. So, a lot of people are graduating, so we're finishing out this semester, but next semester is going to be right up upon us in like
Mhm.
4 weeks, right? So, how do you prepare? How do you manage? And how do you review and plan all at the same time to get us ready for the next semester? So let's start off with how do you prepare? So going into a semester, Ahmad, how do you prepare mentally for the semester as a child of God, right? Like keeping that kingdom mindset. How do you, Yanni, remember that? Write that down, Yanni. Kingdom mindset. How do you prepare for? Um, how do you prepare for the semester mentally with the kingdom mindset?
Yeah, absolutely. So I, growing up, I started playing chess and I kind of stepped away from it, but recently this year I stepped back into it. And so I kind of formulate, and the reason I stepped back into it was because chess to me is how I can plan my life. I plan two steps ahead. In chess, you're supposed to look for the winning move. And in my life, I have to look for a winning move that's going to propel me and at least help me get 1% better the next day. So coming into the school year, I knew that we were going to have a bunch of, like with golf, I'm on the golf team as well. So we are going to have a bunch of guys coming in. So I knew it's going to be very competitive. I knew I was going to have to put a lot of work into practicing. I knew I was going to have a light load classwork. Classes I only had 3 online and then 1 in person, so I had time. So
Yeah,
uh, and then surrenderance for me was a huge thing. Is not trying to have control over my life, just giving it to the Lord, placing it at his feet, and then him, whatever his will be done, I would be in constant communication with, hey Lord, like I see this, is this your will? And then he would confirm it, he would not confirm it, and then I would move accordingly. But I really wanted to move in advance, but stay present, if that makes sense. So uh, with golf, like I said, we have new guys. I didn't travel as much as I wanted to this semester, but I was still able to handle my business with school, my relationships, and my relationship with God ultimately. So it was in His will that I was not able to travel to certain events, right? So I was okay with that, but I didn't worry about it. And so looking back and in review of this year or this semester, I should say, I'd say when I do process or whenever that time happens and that passes, and then I do look back and reflect, I reflect on what I could have done better. I don't try to
hold
look
on.
at.
Let me jump in. I don't want you to go too far, right?
Okay,
Let's
what's
just
up?
stay prepared. Yeah, yeah. Because you said some good things there, and I don't want to mix it together, right? So
Okay.
playing chess, and Yanni kind of put it in the chat, right? So playing chess, boy, chess is one of those smart games, right? Like
Mhm.
you just don't sit down and play chess, right? Chess, like you said, you're thinking 2, 3 steps ahead. So when I was in school, I used to always play a game like a Sudoku, right? I used to always do one of those before starting my homework to get the mind firing, right? Um, and I to your point, I just picked it up again this semester, right? Like I got to get my mind back firing, and I know it's firing when I can do a hard Sudoku in like 5 minutes, right? Like something that takes people like 30 minutes, I can do it in like 5 minutes, and I'm good. Now we locked in. The mind is flowing, right? And now I can even like have a clear mind and talk to God because I warmed up my mind, right? So I love that chess. And you talked about surrenderance. What's a good like define surrenderance to you? I know you talked about God, should I, and then getting clearance and things of that nature. But let's go one step deeper. Like define in the preparation process, what is surrenderance for you look like? Like you're entering into a semester, you're about to start, you already got your classes, you know your dorm, you got your roommate. What does surrenderance look like as you're preparing to start that semester?
I'd say humility and
Okay.
being humble enough to say that I'm not in control. I That's something that the Lord revealed to me over this year, is that I was impatient. Tried to I call it like a mild case of anxiety, and have
Sure.
tried to have control over my life. And certain things would not work out, whether that be relationships or job opportunities or anything of that nature. So I had to humble myself again and say, okay, hold on, this is not my life. I
Mm.
can't have or control the desires of my flesh. I have to move off my spirit, and everything goes back to Him, right? So I don't want to try to take anything that may kind of go south in my life. I take
Yeah.
it back to Him immediately. So like, again, surrendering. Let's say I have a situation with a roommate, and he's being, let's say, as an example, like arrogant or like prideful, and naturally as humans, as men as well, we can be prideful and then try to one
Sure.
up another. But like, I have to be humble in that scenario, and
Sure.
be surrendered to the Lord and let Him work for me, so He can be a reflection to the other
Mm.
person. And they might not receive it, but naturally, they might be up here, I might be down here, and then their energies are going to be matching, and we'll come to an agreement. So that
Yeah.
to me is surrenderance, is humility for sure.
Surrenderance equals humility. I love that. Nyla, talk to us. Preparation, right? You're starting off the
Mm.
semester. We've heard the surrenderance, we've heard the chess moves and the thinking 2 steps in advance. Talk to us. What are some ways that you prepare for the semester with a kingdom mindset?
Okay, some ways I would go forward with moving into a new school semester. Number one, I always set goals out for myself. Specifically, of course, academic is always up there, like get straight A's this semester or all A's and B's, whether I get on the dean's or chancellor's list. Um, I also write things out like in my journal as well. um Let me see, what other things do I necessarily do. I do a lot of praying. If there's anything that I've learned in this life, especially from my mom, is always go to God in prayer and
Yeah.
just leave things in his hands. Like that's one of the biggest things that 2025 has taught me is humility, like Ahmad said, and patience. Because my
That's good.
mind, I have no idea why, but my brain always tries to think like 20 steps ahead into the next day, the day after, the next week thereafter. And I'm like, hold on. There are
Um,
times where I have to recenter myself and I'll be like, wait, I gotta slow down. Because if I try and jump ahead and try and anticipate something, and if something doesn't go my way, then I'll just be deeply saddened by it.
Yeah.
So I always make sure to remind myself to, okay, let me relax, let me calm down, and I mainly go by 3 P's in life. I pause, I pray, and then I'll proceed. Because I always
Okay.
ask God for wisdom and discernment in any and everything that I do. Make sure that I'm reflecting His character through myself, so I can inspire others around me that I interact with on campus. So it's mainly just being patient and like calm down. Because overthinking is serious. I tend to
Yeah.
overthink quite a bit, but now I feel myself like more in control and calm moving forward. So Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty much it on that.
I like that. A lot of other people,
Mhm.
wow, good English. A lot of people liked it as well. The pause, pray, and proceed. I like that. Those are good.
Hmm.
Those are good habits to create in your day to day life. Go ahead, Ma. What you got?
I want to add something to what she just said. With the impatience is because naturally our human instinct is to try to have control and to overpower everything. That also ties into that humility and that
Yeah,
surrenderness. Because again, our flesh is like, I need to control this, I need to know this, and I need to formulate this, whatever I want. But like God's like, no, I need you to do this. Right.
yeah,
Hmm.
So that is also tying into, impatience, being able to slow down, process, pray. Praying is huge, of course, and then be humble and deny the desires of the flesh.
yeah. We
And
might
I'll
have to
add one
add
more thing.
process. We might have to add process in there, right? While y'all was talking
Hmm.
about that's good. Pause,
Hmm.
pray, process,
Process,
and then
yeah, and then
proceed. I
proceed.
like that. Okay,
That's
go ahead,
good.
Nigel. What you got?
But it was something that Ahmad mentioned. I think it was something with humility or something of that nature. Um, there's a discussion that me and my mom always have because we bounce off each other. We both have a perfectionist mindset. She does, I do, and I'm learning to break that habit now. So, in a sense, where I always think that any and everything that I do that I approach, I always think I got to be perfect at it. Like it's gonna go my
Hmm.
way. It's just gonna plan out the way that I wanted to, and then God turns around. He's like, "Hey, that's not exactly what I want you to do," and I'm like, "Oh, my bad."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with that. And let me go back to one of the points that you made, Nyla,
Mm,
a little bit earlier when you first started. I got two problems with goals, okay?
mm,
And I think goal setting is the way to go. But I got two problems with it. Number one,
mm.
people be lying.
Oh,
People be capping to themselves, right? Like
they
No
do.
you
facts.
you
They do.
set goals that aren't realistic, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like get a 4.0 this semester and you ain't got a 3.0 yet, right?
Oh.
Like that's not real, stop capping. We gotta do it for if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it for real, right? We gotta be
Mm,
honest with it. But my problem number two is we establish goals for ourselves by ourselves,
mm,
right?
Yeah. Ooh, that's
Is
good.
you FUBU, right? For us by us, right? But you don't establish goals with God in mind or with God in the process, right?
mm,
Just like when you go into a new year and everybody get together and we doing um the um the posters, the new year poster. I can't remember what they call. Um, that's how much I do them. But everybody do they like what you want your new year to be like
mm,
posters, and then it's like, well, it's nothing like this because you did this all by yourself. You was thinking about you when you did this, and not about what God wanted, right, or what
mm.
God wants. So I believe 100% that goals are very important when you start your semester. Vision boards. Thank y'all. There y'all go. Come on,
Mhm.
Sunan,
Yeah.
and the rest of y'all. All right, thank you. Vision board. We do these vision board parties, and
Love vision
we
boards.
don't have the visionary there, right? We don't
Mm,
have the one who establishes or creates vision, right? In the space, right? So we just doing these vision board parties without having the kingdom mindset, right? We just want what look good. So this year I'm gonna get married or I'm gonna get engaged, and you don't got nobody's boyfriend, you don't got nobody's girlfriend, right? You don't got no serious prospects, but you getting engaged. How?
no.
How, Sway? Right? Like,
That's
um,
crazy.
and so
Mm,
goals are the way to go 100%. But we have to be honest with them and we have to establish goals with God. Because when you go throughout your semester, shifting to how do you manage it, right? Going back to those goals are very important. What did I say? What not thank you, God. Not what I said, but what did God say? Right? What did
mhm,
God establish for this semester? God establish for this year, right? So with that transition, right? So how do you manage the semester, Nyla? Like let's go to that. How do you so you pause, you pray, you proceed. We added process, so we stealing
Mhm.
it and we gonna flip it, reverse it, and we're gonna put it on a t-shirt and sell it in Jesus' name. However, so how do you manage your semester? Talk to us.
In managing my semester, it actually goes back to one of the points that you mentioned, saying, looking back on my goals, like, okay, I set these goals out. Am I really doing what I said I'm doing? And if I'm slacking, how can I necessarily fix it? So, for example, I'd say, okay, I'm gonna get this set amount of grades in these classes. Well, what if you run into that one course that just rocks your brain and it's like, okay, my grade's not looking too good. How am I gonna bounce back, come midterms? Because that actually happened to me, right? I'm a kin major and I'm taking exercise physiology. It's claimed to be one of historically the most challenging course in my major. And I'm like, oh, okay, that course isn't gonna get to me. Man, when I got that first exam grade back, I was like, oh, okay, hold on. This ain't your average course. Let me
Got
let me
humble real
lock
quick a
in.
little
Let
bit.
me lock in and get in the lab, hop on the PowerPoint slides, get
There
a
you
study
go.
buddy or two. I'm like, hey yo, so our first exam, how'd you exactly study for that again?
There you
So
go.
in doing that, I always, especially in hard courses, because I'm taking that and a math class, prereq, because for some reason I have general physics as a concentration course. God bless me in the spring semester with that. But with those two courses, I definitely had study buddies in them, and I'm actually doing better in both. Thank God. I'm
That's
praying that I
good.
pass my finals on Tuesday and Wednesday. I got it. It's in God's hands. I already left it up to Him.
Amen.
But in a situation like that where it's talking about managing, I'm like, okay, I review my goals, I look at it, see where I'm at now that we're approaching the end of the semester. I'm like, okay, I'm backing up on what I said. I found my resources, I'm utilizing them, and now my grades look good.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I
That's
love it.
awesome.
Ma, what you got for us? How do you manage the middle? How do you manage the semester in the middle of a semester?
It's kind of a hard one to answer because I don't I go with the flow.
Okay.
You say that. I
Okay.
do. I go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
I do, like I said, I try to not me ordering my steps, but like I look ahead, of course, but then again, I just take things a day at a time. So if I have something that is happening next week, I'm not gonna worry about it until that day comes because I'm not gonna become anxious over it. No, I'm
Sure.
just gonna focus about today. So if I have, let's say, a grade that is not of my liking, then okay, what can I do right now to figure this out? First thing is going to be to try to reach out to the professor. You know, I can't panic, right? So I can't panic. My dad, he's a mechanic. He told me if you panic, you can't solve, you can't come up with a solution.
That's
He
good.
uses the analogy all the time. He's in the shop and he comes up to boom, a bolt breaks or something, and he starts freaking out. The job doesn't get done. So he has to slow down, take a deep breath, process, okay, how can I fix this? And then boom, eventually the job gets done. So, taking that mindset and running with it, I if I do stumble upon something that, trips my brain or causes me to fall a little bit, let me stop, regather my steps, take a deep breath, call on the Lord for strength, of course, pray about it, give it to Him, and then ask Him for, okay, God, what do you want me to do? Right. So
Yeah.
how do I solve this to be able to get to the next step? And ultimately, that's true wisdom as well. I'm calling on the Lord for His strength and for His guidance and for His knowledge. And the next time that I do get in a situation, let's say a year later, in a similar situation like that, or I know someone who is in the same situation as me, is, hey, Ahmad, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of freaking out. Boom, I can
Yeah.
tell them, hey, such and such, let's calm down. I was in your shoes literally last
Yeah.
year. This is what I
Mm-hmm.
did. It might work for you, but you can take this approach. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, let's come back to the drawing board and then try to find us another solution. So definitely trying to slow down and processing is huge for me.
Yeah.
In golf, I have to process. I can't panic in golf. I gotta eat one shot at a time, process with my lie, process the shot shape that I want to hit. Processing is that's just life. You gotta process.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know when you were saying that, like panic and processing, I was kind of like, man, if a doctor is in surgery, do you want your doctor to panic if something go wrong? Right?
Absolutely not.
Right.
I'm gonna be dead.
Right. You
Like,
know,
please don't.
uh, uh,
God forbid. God
I,
forbid.
I'm I'm a Kobe fan, and so like, you know, when the game is on the line, do you want somebody that got ice in their veins, or do you want somebody that's anxious and that's gonna panic? Or no, you want somebody that's relaxed and able to handle it. And with that, I think one of the biggest problems that college students, um, one of the biggest problems that college students have is you all try to take on the entire semester in like one go, in one blow,
Chill.
right? You
Chill.
you read the story of David, and you was like, David slew Goliath with one little rock, and you think you David, right? Um,
Yo.
every story, we the winner, and every Bible story you read, you the winner, you the victor. You David, then you Jonah, then you Moses, then you Noah, then you the victor in every story, right? However, you can't take on this large semester in one go, right? Power to whoever can do that. However, as an athlete, once an athlete, always an athlete. As an athlete, um, I'm always in like the mindset of everything is athletics to me. Everything in life has an athletic lens. So my semester is broken down into 4 quarters, right?
Sure.
Um, and we got to be able to make adjustments, right? In football, it's you know you on offense, and when you come off, then we go talk as an offense, and we go talk about what we need to work on to do better when it's our time to go back out there. So if you fail the test, right? If you didn't do well, to Ma's point, you can't panic. And the truth is, ain't nothing you can do for the next 24, 48, sometimes 72 hours. So just put it to the side because ain't nothing you can do, right? You drop a pass, you get an interception, you fumble the ball, all football references, ain't nothing you can do. Get up and get to the sideline and go figure it out, right? Like, and some of us, to Nyla's point earlier, you sit in your wallows and you just sit there and you sit in depression and you sit in anxiety, and it's like there's nothing you can do. So don't sit in it, right? We got to keep going, but you also need breaks, right? In boxing, there are 12 rounds with breaks in between. In soccer, there are 2 halves with a break in between. In football and basketball, there are 4 quarters with breaks in between. Tennis has breaks in between, right? There are breaks for a reason because you have breaks, and watch this, you also have coaches. And who's your coach,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Sure.
Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, but Steph Curry has a shooting coach that helps him in the off season, and then he has a coach that helps his team during the season. And a lot of us, we go through our semesters without coaches.
Sure.
So you got a coach on your athletic team, you got a coach in the classroom, you got a pastor for the church, but you don't have a coach in your life. You need a coach.
Yeah, it's good.
You stop trying to take everything, stop trying to do all at once, but also get a coach that can help you. To Sierra's point, call a timeout. You need a time. Some of y'all need a timeout. And the issue is some of y'all, and y'all might not get this reference, but Phil Jackson, who coached Kobe and Jordan, when the team wasn't doing well, Phil Jackson was known just to sit there like, y'all grown, y'all big kids. Work it out. You know what to do. And then eventually, if they didn't work it out, all right, give me a timeout. Okay. Like you need somebody that's going to call a timeout on your behalf so that you don't run yourself in the ground and so you can regroup so that you don't lose the entire game, right? You may lose this moment, you may lose these minutes, but we can't lose the semester.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about losing in the weeks to come in our group session. So please, again, shameless plug. All right. Please go ahead and join our GroupMe so that you can hop onto our Zoom sessions because this will be our last live of the year, but this is not going to be our last gathering. So we want to make sure that you are a part of our gathering. We got different tiers going into the year, and we want to make sure that you are a part of what we have going on here at Christ in College. Okay. Nyla, you had something to jump in and say.
It was something that you mentioned about rest. That's definitely a very underrated thing that happens for specifically college students. We're so focused on go, 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 go mode that you run yourself so far into the ground that you eventually burn out. And that's when the grades start slipping, your mental health starts going downhill, and you're like, I don't really feel like I got the energy to do this, that, and the third anymore. Even when I had my college basketball days, my freshman and sophomore year, if there was anything that I, by the grace of God, learned to do early on in college, take a break. I always tell my friends, hey, if you tired, take that nap, go to bed, close that laptop, close that notebook, lay down and just close your eyes for a minute and just sit in silence and relax and breathe. If there's anything that I've learned in college, I always learn to stop myself and rest and take a break. Even when I'm talking to my mom from home, she'll hear my schedule and she'll be concerned for me very because she knows that me and her kind of like think alike. We're always on go mode, always just so stuck in the midst of our schedule that I forget to rest sometimes, honestly, and my brain goes into overdrive mode. And when it comes down to time where I got to do some studying or I got to handle some work or I got to go into work on campus, my brain is just like, my brain feels heavy and it's like I can't think straight and I can't process anything. So if there's anything that out of this live that really helps anybody, it's just take a break and just relax for a minute. You don't always gotta go 100 miles per hour.
Yeah. And when the school gives you a break, you got to actually break, right? Like you
Hmm.
get a fall break, you get a Thanksgiving break, right? You get this, if you're looking at the whole year as a full, if you're looking at the whole year, you get this holiday break that's like a halftime and you got a break. I always tell all of my students, don't go home and get on that schedule for 40 hours a week because y'all will do that, right? Y'all got to get to the Dr. Hines. I got to get to the money. Now,
Get to the bag.
if you taking care of yourself and you the only one that's providing for you, I'm not talking to you, right? Do what you got to do, right? But for the 80% of people who parents help take care of you and you going home to your parents' house, bruh, good good 25, good 30 hours, take a vacation. One thing that I made all of my students do this summer was take a vacation and tell me where you going. Right? I don't need to see no pictures. I don't need to know when you going. Just tell me where you going so that I know you actually taking a vacation. Right? I used to always say, man, I need to go look at myself in the mirror because you're going so much so fast that you forget to pause and look at yourself in the mirror and say, oh, I need a haircut. Oh, I need a I need to get my hair done. Oh, my nails don't look like they normally should look. Oh, I'm wearing the same clothes from 2 weeks ago. Like, hey, slow down. You're doing too much, right? Oh, I need to
Hmm.
wash my clothes because I'm on the go, like way too much. Like, slow down, right? So we got a couple more minutes. Ma, talk to us about how you review your semester. Maybe even how you're planning to handle this holiday break coming up. And then gearing up for next semester.
Yeah. So, like I highlighted before, my reviews are very reflective, but I'm very, very, very cautious about my self-talk. How I talk to myself is very important, and how you talk to yourself to anyone is, well, for anyone is very important, because
Yeah.
if you're constantly saying, dang, like, you suck, or you should have done that better, or instead of, okay, you tried and it didn't go the way we wanted to the first time, but in the case, what can I do better? Right. So there's always room for improvement in those areas that I didn't succeed in, or that I didn't things didn't go the way I wanted to. Right. I'm a believer that everything happens for a reason. I'm sure many of us are. The Lord has plans that we don't know, that something may work, something may not work, that we want it to work, and then we might get frustrated. We not see the bigger picture of why that didn't work out, and instead we should be looking at taking the positives from it. Okay,
Yeah.
I can do this better next time, or I can do this differently, or I need to work on this within myself, or how I talk to myself. That those are all things that I review and look at. Is how was my attitude? How did I respond? What can I do differently? Um, those things. So it's really, again, reflection and understanding that if things did not go the way I wanted to, that there is greater to come. And
Yeah.
that experience is a foreshadow to another experience, but greater. And I had to go through this experience to be able to prepare myself. God had to put me through this experience to be able to find me to experience the greater experience down the line. That's a lot of experience, but yeah. So
No, no,
Hmm.
I
no.
hope that helps.
You talking good, bro. You talking good. And we're gonna talk about that in the weeks to come. I already kind of have the first two sessions of our private Zoom sessions already planned out, and part of what you're saying is definitely a part of what we're going to talk about. So you talking good, Nyla. What you got for us? How do you review and plan um, for the next semester?
So right now, how I plan to review and plan for my next semester is, of course, when I reach home, simply just relax. Like pretty much for the rest of this week, just sit down, chill, not open my laptop, not look at a Canvas page. I don't want to look at anything. I've already looked at that stuff enough from August up to now. But I'm definitely, in terms of reflection wise, I'm definitely gonna fix some stuff like within my study habits, especially
Sure.
when it comes up for like the assessment period. Like, dang, I knew I had this big exam or this big test coming up. I really should have studied a little bit more harder than I could have.
Yeah.
Um, of course, talking to and staying in contact with my professors, because sometimes when you hit those really bumpy roads, especially grade wise, when you specifically don't get the grade that you want. I actually did this in my in one of my labs this semester. I talked to him. I was like, hey, the grade that I got, can you like clarify some things like where I was probably flawed at that ended up getting me the grade that I got? And my teacher
It's
actually ended
good.
up going back and I actually got like a good 5, 6 points back on that grade on that assignment. So that was great for me. So definitely keeping in
Yeah.
contact with my professors and use those tutoring labs.
Yeah.
Office hours, please,
Yeah.
Jesus, go to office hours, and also building rapport with your peers and professors because they're gonna help you out in the long run, especially when it comes to like that one big exam that I guess kind of is the most challenging one in said course because that's what I'm going through right now, approaching the final exam. Our teacher said that this unit is like specifically the hardest one for students to comprehend, but I believe I'll pass, so I'm good on that. So
Man.
those are really
Man.
my tips and thoughts for reflection on the semester.
Yeah. I love all of those. Office hours are always, if nothing else, they're brownie points,
Hmm.
right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, he cares. Oh, she cares. and it's not just a one-time thing, but it's a like I see you maybe like once a week or once every other week, and so it shows you care. One of the biggest things that I always tell students, here's my little bit of wisdom. I never leave for a break, for a long break. So, like at the end of the semester, I never leave the day that I'm able to leave. Never. I always stay a day or two to decompress.
Mm.
Because when you go home, you're going to get on the job schedule. When you go home, your mama going to ask you to do a million things. When you go home, you're going to try to kick it with your home friends, right? So I
Mhm.
never leave that day. I always leave a day or two later to where let me wake up with a clear mind, with nothing to do. Let me go to the gym. Let me get breakfast in. Let me,
Mhm.
let me clean up my space, and then let me like relax and just
Mhm.
do the stuff that I want to do. So if that's I'm gonna relax and then go to the mall and maybe go check some stuff out, cool. If that's like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym and then go meet up with some of my school friends, right? That you got to be wise about that, because some of y'all be leaving people that actually pour into you to run the people that drain you.
Mhm.
Okay, let me say that
Yeah.
one more time. We leave people that pour into us, and we run the people that drain us.
Mhm.
And you go home without a plan. You go home without being mentally prepared for whatever home got going on. Because remember, if you far away from home, you ain't been home, right? Even if you close to home, you still ain't
Mhm.
been living at home because you've been living on campus if you stay on campus, right? And so
Mhm.
always spend at least 24 hours before you run home, right? Spend 24 hours to decompress, to, look at yourself in the mirror. Am I okay? When I go home, what do I need? Right? Hey, mom, give me like 3 days of nothing. Right? That was always my ask. When I got home for a long break, hey, give me like 2 or 3 days of absolutely no thing. Nathaniel, don't ask for nothing. I can't even do it. Right? J-
Mhm.
just just act like I'm not even here. Cause I start my internship in a week. So the first 3 days that I come home are recovery. Right? What's your recovery like? Right? And a lot of us, we don't have a plan, so we be winging it,
Mhm.
and then you come back and it's already January, and now it's like move in, and it's like, whoo, wait, hold on, what happened?
Mhm.
Right? And you thought sleeping for 8 hours a day was gonna do it. It's like, no, man, you got to do more than just sleep, right?
Mhm.
So to close us out tonight, that was my little word of wisdom, my little 30-second TED talk. Nyla, Ahmad, thank you for joining us tonight. Real quick, 30 seconds. What is your word of wisdom for mental stability throughout a semester? One tidbit, one word of wisdom, one nugget that you can leave somebody with, that can help them as they go throughout their semester, or in the current moment that we're in, how they end this semester well and prepare for next semester. What's your
Mhm.
word of wisdom? Nala, go ahead.
Stand strong and know that God got you.
It's good.
He's not done with you yet. You're still here. You're still waking up every day with breath in your lungs. You have a purpose.
Man.
Yeah,
Amen. That's
that's good. He's
beautiful.
not done with you yet.
Yeah.
It's good.
I would
It's good.
say for me, I want to go back to the word surrender. Um, I don't know why. I just love Matthew 6:33 and 34. Therefore do not worry about, or seek first his kingdom and righteousness, and all things will be added unto you. And therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for each day has its own troubles of its own. So that's telling us not to worry about next week, not to worry about a test that's a month from now. Focus on today. The Bible doesn't talk about yesterday, doesn't talk about tomorrow. It always talks about today. and God is with us today. And like she said,
Yeah.
God is with us. We woke up, He's giving us another chance, and we have
Mhm.
to run to Him and seek Him and His righteousness and His kingdom first. And He will provide everything and make sure that everything will be taken care of for us. So just surrender your life,
Yeah.
surrender your worries, surrender your concerns to Him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The only other thing I would add is know where you're not good at.
Mhm.
Know what you don't do well, right? Um, you all are we're matriculating towards graduation, right? And so it's only going to get harder, right? Um, and so you got to know what you're not good at along the journey, so that you already know where your pitfalls are coming, right? Like we can't keep driving down the same street and hitting the same potholes. At some point, we got to know pothole on the right, stay in the left lane when I come down this street, right? Like this pothole gonna tear my car up if I keep hitting this pothole
Mhm.
every every week, right? And some of us, that's life. Like you can walk around your room in the dark because you know your space so well, but some of us, there's a wall in our lives, and you keep hitting that wall. Right.
Oof.
My granddad used to say growing up, every man, y'all, he used to say it every week to me and my brother. He used to say, man, one day y'all gonna run into a brick wall and you ain't gonna know what hit you.
Mm.
We just played entirely too much. And he was to some extent he was right. Like, yo, you gotta know where your wall is, and you gotta know when to turn, when to stop, when to
Mhm.
slow down for you smack into a wall and you don't know what hit you, right? You
Yeah.
don't
Mhm.
know how you became depressed, but you hit a
Mhm.
wall, right? So Shakespeare says, to thine own self be true. You got to know who you are, so that you can manage well. And when you don't manage well, then you're going to sit on somebody's couch and need to talk to somebody, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, so, man, this has been amazing. We could do this for like the next, 2-3 hours. We could
Man,
take a
I would
break
love
and come
to.
on back for another hour. No, but we do
I'm
have
here.
to
Let me know.
look at my like,
I'm
yeah, I'm
down.
ready.
I'm ready.
Uh,
I love me a good
um,
conversation.
Nah,
yeah,
facts.
this is really good. I'm excited because Ahmad has been journeying with us all semester, and I couldn't wait to get him on. Nyla hit me up, and I couldn't wait to get her on, just to share some wisdom. So this won't be the last time that we hear from these two. Hopefully, next semester they'll join us and be a part of kind of what we're doing in the new iteration, if you will, of what we're doing with Christ in College. So, I mean, y'all, please, again, please like, please share, please comment, and you got to say it with me, and y'all got to
Oh
do it
my
with me. Make
goodness.
I
sure
got you.
you
I got you. I got you.
subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Yeah.
That's right. You got to make sure you subscribe, right?
Oh my
Make sure you
goodness.
subscribe, man, because subscribing helps. It helps what we're doing and how we're doing it. So please, even if you got to go grab your friend's phone, your girlfriend, your boyfriend's phone, your best friend phone, grab their phone and make sure they subscribe to Christ in College, because in the days to come, when we get to that point, man, we're going to do some amazing things. And the purpose of Christ in College is to have a large impact on college students, not only in our cities, in our communities, but in our country at large. We want to help Kingdom College students across the country. And so your subscription definitely helps us do that. So please go ahead and check. Make sure you got that subscription locked in. Make sure that notification bell is selected so that when we go live, you know what's going on. And again, please make sure you are a part of our group meet, right? Go ahead, screenshot this, copy this, and so you can join our group meet so we can get you locked in and we can keep you up to date with what's going on in Christ in College. As always, I love each and every one of you. Yo, Nyla, Ahmad, thank y'all so much for joining us. I really do
I appreciate you
appreciate
for
you
having
Thank
me.
all.
you.
As always, it's your boy Dr. Hines with my boy Ahmad and my sister Nyla. Thank you so much for joining us. Go with God, stay with God. Peace.
See you later.
Okay.